Noma nganyandula ngihambe
Guy, what?
ngihamele ngikhomba taxi manje.
We're not talking about
I don't care. My dignity and my pride. If anything is not a thing, we downplay it, but it's actually a thing.
Yeah.
There's times I've been down and out. Even in the house, I tell them, I'm like, you guys have not met my family. Wait till you meet my mom and my dad. Those people are crazy.
I'm gonna need this.
We need to set up the story.
I understand that I also don't take back any good moments that I've shared.
Hi guys, it is of course the Matrix next door. It is your girl, Aaliyah Rsa, the multimedia maven by day, and of course I'm the creative queen by night. Ooh. I get some today, and of course I have your queen here with me, right? It's in the building, and of course today we're just gonna be unpacking, or matter of fact, unpacking who she really is. Besides Big Brother, she is, gosh, a lot of amazing things, right? So please tell us, matrix of the house.
Yes. Firstly, let's start with a cheers.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
But guys, it's your girl Mata, also known as Rainbow. I am an artist. I am from the Val. I am 27 years of age. Big Brother Mzansi season 5 contestant and an entrepreneur in the making. Ooh. But yeah, what it do is what it does, and what it does is what it do.
Oh,
baby.
yes, So, Mata, before we even take into, the whole Big Brother role and whatever it is that you played, please tell us, Mata Kimang, before Big Brother, tell us, Mata, working with your Chatterdawn, tell us, Mata, working with your Mampincha. I want to talk about Mata, the artist.
Yes.
Tell us more about that.
Yes. So before we get to Mata, the artist, I am Mata Mashila. So first and foremost, I'm my parents' child. And then when it comes to me being an artist, I primarily started in hip hop. So that's where I got to work in Chatterdawn. This was 2018. So I was very fortunate enough to have him call me to the studio like, girl, I've heard some of your stuff, let's work. And that was the very first few people that were in the game that got to hear my sound when I was still starting, I hadn't had as much experience as I have now. But for me to have him call me and be like, dude, let's work. Yeah. So it was really dope. It was inspiring. We got to work on that project. Fortunately enough, I got to do more features with other people as well, And when I got to Umampincha, this was 2022. Also, I was privileged enough to have the pleasure of working with him prior his passing. Yeah. So that was also a great experience, and that's where we did Itegena Kuluva. Check it out. Right. Yeah, guys, you must do those views. We need money, please.
Yeah.
So I had the pleasure of working with him, but I've worked with many other people as well. I've worked with a Berlin-based record label. Red DK. So with there as well, I was fortunate enough to be part of the 12 finalists that they selected in SA, whereby it was a mixture of producers, sound engineers, artists, and with those artists, it's rappers, singers, and we got to collaborate at Jazzworks and work on different kind of songs, different genres. Yeah. That's where I got to even work on pop, which was really nice because in general, I'm a very versatile artist, in as much as I'm a rapper, but I don't like conforming to one genre. I like exploring all avenues of music as a whole, Yeah, so that was also really dope. And other ones I won't mention.
I want all of them. Lay it out for me like that. I want to hear all of them, darling, please.
So that was really dope as well, And even now, I'm mostly in the space piano. I'm trying to also dabble more onto likompo as well as dancehall. So yeah, man, everything takes time, but we're pushing. So
most definitely. So basically, what you're saying to me and our viewers at home is that you are a jack of all trades.
I like to think so.
You don't think so? That's what you are.
That's what I am,
isn't it, guys? Because basically before I knew the Mata was the artist, I knew the Mata from Walkerville. Yes, I knew I knew. Hey, guys, I don't want to go into details. Yeah. I knew the Mata from Walkerville, and each and every time I would look at you, I would like, you know what, this girl, you are so brave. And I admire that so much.
Thank you.
You are one of those people who, I don't care what they say about me, but obviously, if I want something done, guess what? I'm going to do it.
Yes.
That's what literally inspired me. Yes. Right. So, you getting a text or whatever form of communication is from this artist, how did it feel like?
It felt good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also in a sense whereby I also know as an artist, yes, when it came from points where I was still like on my come up, like strongly so,
Mm-hmm.
I also know that my professionalism is on the highest level and I'm hungry for it.
Yes.
And I'm gonna deliver. And I know without a doubt that I am talented, whether some people might see it or not. But for the most part, when people are encouraging you or people calling you for bookings, you realize that I actually really am dope at what I do,
Yes, yeah.
So for me, it felt good, but also it's like, not only because sometimes people have a misconception that you always have to be in the shadow of the people that are putting you on. But I think the beauty is when someone with a more established name than yourself
Yeah.
is putting you on, also recognizes the fact that you're also just as dope. Oh, no, you're on the journey or on the road to make it to that point where one day you're also going to be that established artist, So for me, it really felt good. And it's something that even me in the future, I know, like I'm still going to be at a point where I want to put other people on too, because also I've had the privilege of having some people be like, I'd come through, let's work, let's do this and that.
Yeah, of course. So right now, let's talk about the upside down of this industry. Let's talk about, not gonna say the bad, but some of the disadvantages that comes with a woman being an artist, in the industry.
Yes.
What are some of the bad things that you've actually experienced throughout of all?
Oh man, I won't pinpoint different things individually.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long journey and I've also been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, it is a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
Let's
Indeed.
start there.
It
And
is.
in as much as not only the entertainment industry is a male-dominated industry, many other industries also are male-dominated because women were marginalized for the longest time.
True.
So I think now, luckily, we're at a point where we're seeing women take up space and also broaden themselves out within different industries and do well. Whether it's in the trucking industry, like industrial, or whether it's in logistics
That's how
or
it
in
is.
agriculture or whatnot, we're seeing women take up space. And also, with that being said, I want to give a shout out to gents out there, like men out there, who also provide that platform to allow women to explore and also like grow in different spaces of work, you know.
Indeed.
So it has been tough, and also I'm an independent artist, but I'm also fortunate enough to have my mom as my manager, so it makes it easier. I know that I've got someone who has like my utmost best interest at heart. So when we're working at something and it's someone that I know would uzovuka nami like
Yeah,
maybe uzovuka nami, you know. So we go through the ups and downs together because it's not easy. There's times where it's a rough days, like you don't have anything.
Yo.
But Nike is coming and they're calling you. And not to a beggar. The platform, it's dope. It crowd,
Yeah.
And I want to focus, I want to send, but you have to make it there. That's where you find those hurdles in, because it's very costly when you're independent. But most importantly, I think stay true to yourself.
Indeed, yeah.
And don't give up, because things take time. And you never know when things are going to start looking up for you. So imagine you give up halfway because you're like, I can't.
You can't. There's no way.
You know?
Yeah.
So just begazela. Eventually things will come together. Yeah.
So basically, Begezela, I love that.
Begazela.
I love that.
Begazela.
I love that. And especially to the young and upcoming artists out there, whether you're male or female, I think the one thing that you can do for yourself, regardless of having financial constraints, like she is saying, the only thing you can do for yourself is basically hold on. Because you agree, we never know what tomorrow holds for each and every individual.
And also, can I add on to that? In as much as I'm saying begazela, ne?
Yeah.
Also, just try anywhere and everywhere. Like when it comes to wanting collaborations with people, try. You have nothing to lose. Hit up people because you don't know who's gonna come back to you. And what, you know. So give it your best shot, because when things are aligned in the universe, you don't know who's gonna get back to you, because Unkulunkulu has set someone to be the messenger to help you get to where his plan for you is. You understand? So try, man. You have, like, that's one thing I've always said to myself. I don't care if someone's going to tell me, hey, Mata, you're work. Or, hey, Mata, I don't have time to work with you. Or I've heard someone tell me, like, hey, I'm working with very big artists. So,
and it happens a lot. Yeah,
and
it
I'm
happens.
like, yo, you know, for a moment, I had those few seconds. I'm like, But at the same time, I'm like, boy, you don't know me. I mean, I'm a hustler and I'm going to
Yeah,
keep pushing. This
exactly.
is not going to stop me.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, that's going to motivate me to keep coming harder and harder and harder. So keep trying. Even when people say no, you might not be the right flavor they're looking for at the time, or it might not be your time. Maybe God wants you to get those no's to push you further until you get to that door where it's going to just say yes.
Yeah.
You know? So don't just say, I'm not going to give up and then you're just chilling. Like, I'll wait for things to happen or people to come to me. No. Go out there. Speak to the people. Because when you're not trying, you can DM Umat. I mean, I answer my DMs. I might not answer them immediately.
Yeah.
But eventually I will. I'm that person. Even in the comment section, if I'm not as active online, I won't answer. But as soon as I'm like fully on, I will. So you never know. And Mina, I'm down for always working with different people from different places. Like, I'm that person. So you must keep trying. Like, knock on all those doors, because you might have 1,000 no's, but you might have one yes.
Yeah.
That is going to actually be a platform big enough to close that gap of the 1,000 no's you received prior to that. Yeah, well,
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So with your still sticking on, you know, the mother who is an artist.
Yes.
I want to know your future plans. What do you have for us in terms of music? You know, where can we also check it out?
Yes.
Please let us know.
Okay, so first and foremost, my name is Mashila.
Yes, ma'am.
On all social media platforms, Mashila, M-A-T-A, Mashila. So I am working on new music. For now, I'm actually dropping very soon. So it's actually good that I'm here. I'm going to be dropping a single that I had in the archives, No Maganjani. So that's also going to be dope. It's something I worked on a while back, but it's been there. So I'm like, let me drop it before dropping some new stuff.
Yes.
So I'm going to be dropping a whole lot of music, new music, so much, different genres, like from your dancehalls, piano, likompo.
I can't wait.
And maybe a couple of hip-hop features, you never know.
Talking about that, hey, I want to tap into your big brother.
Yes.
You dropped some hot bars. And might I say, it went over a few people. Not even a few, a lot. Please,
spicy,
because I was like,
yeah.
did she just do that? Really?
Yeah.
So, just, you know, stepping a bit into big brother.
Yes.
I have a question from a fan.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's hear it.
Shout out to Spahle Ndaba.
Oh, shout out Spahle Ndaba.
So the first question Spahle Ndaba has is, how many steps of auditions did you do in order for you to take into the house?
Spahle girl. I love you, Spahle Ndaba, but unfortunately, that's not something I can disclose.
Okay.
Yes.
So we can, okay.
Yes.
And the second question is, how is the feeling of being filmed 24/7 by lots of live cameras? Doesn't it make you overthink? Any anxiety attacks that may come with it?
You know what? It will test you. It is a different process.
Yeah.
You know, like you're in a house, there are cameras everywhere.
Bruh.
And you're with different individuals. You're not at home. You're not in your comfort zone. So it is very much, it's challenging. But it's also fun, you know, like, it is like, it's an experience of a lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, it's not an experience that you just get to experience you know. So it's an eye-opener. Pardon me. You also get to grow.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of things. Well, personally for me, there's a lot of things that I learned about myself being in that house, that I learned about how to deal with different individuals, you know, and certain situations in life that might obstruct your pathway. So it's very different. I remember even like the first few days, you know, you're excited to be in B's house. And then it hits you that, yo, Ndota, like, I'm just doing something as ordinary as washing the dishes. And then you just see, zoo.
Oh my God.
Like, and you look around and it's like these cameras everywhere.
No ways.
But for the most part,
Yeah.
I believe you adapt. And for me, going there with the mindset of I'm just going there to be myself, I think that made it easier to adapt to the whole setup, the whole, you know, everything that was happening within that environment. Because I was like, I'm just myself. So everything else we'll deal with when
later on.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Absolutely
So,
love it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, obviously, when we're going on our social media platforms, have been talking about Umata. They're talking about Umata as a character who is so strong enough. They've been saying things like, Mata doesn't give people a chance to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what you mean?
Yeah.
Then, for me, it was different. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna, talk about me personally. I know you.
Yes,
And I don't understand what are they talking about.
Yes,
And
yes.
crazy thing is that it's the mass population.
Yeah.
How did you also have to deal with the negative and the positive things people have been saying about you on the social media platforms?
So before getting to all the negativity that was coming,
Yeah.
let's start with that one that I talk too much. In as much as one thing about me, people need to understand is Uti Umata is an unapologetic person. Like I am unapologetically myself.
Yeah.
I don't care which setting I'm in. I don't care which environment I'm in, which individuals I'm there with.
Yeah.
One thing about it, you are gonna get the real matter wherever I go.
Yes.
Because one thing, I'm not a fake person.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for me to be superficial or adapt to superficial norms because of certain spaces. So it's one thing I was vocal about. I was like, guys, I'm outspoken. And kinale at time, like I talk a lot. I've always said that. But there's also times where you can have a conversation with me. I'm also a good listener. Yes, there's times where you're having conversations and you just have to be overly loud and overly expressive to get your point across. And especially when there's a lot of individuals involved at that time and we all have big personalities. So I have to make sure my point gets across so you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But
indeed.
in as much as I'm outspoken and I can speak a lot, I can also be understanding and be a very good listener.
Yeah.
You know? And it's one thing I also used to tell them, like, be the housemates or anyone even prior going into the Big Brother house. I come from a household of strong characters and strong individuals, you know, where everyone is loud. We are loud personalities.
Yeah.
And I've always said sometimes my personality can be overwhelming for other people because they're like, yo, you know, and it's like, it's who I am. But be the depending on what the conversation is at that moment. If I need to really shut it up and listen to you, I will do so, because also I like hearing people's perspectives or opinions in certain things, you know. And yeah, so that's the talking part. And then the negativity. For me, the negativity wasn't hard to handle because the positivity surpassed all the negativity. For me, it was like, obvious, there's those negative comments and commentary, maybe on the socials or whatnot, but the positive ones, where people are showing love and like, girl, we see you, we like your energy, we like this and that about you, we like that you're real or true to yourself.
Shout out, yeah.
It was more than the negative ones, and I appreciate that so much. So, and I'm one person, like, I'm so confident in myself. I am so true to myself. I am who I am, and proudly so, because that's not going to change. And so for me, with the negativity, it was a matter of remembering that in life as a whole, guys, not everyone's going to like you. Please, guys, you must remember, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And that is completely okay, because we need to remember that as individuals, we carry energy.
Yeah.
And your energy might not click with mine, but for the next person, they're like, Aaliyah's energy is the one.
Yes.
And the one opposite is like, Ayagamata is the one. You know, so that's completely okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll be there for who's there for me. If you feel my energy, I'll feel yours too, proudly so. Yeah. And if you don't, you're right in your opinion. I'm not going to push myself to change your opinion because,
you can't, obviously.
You know,
So, I see that we have a couple of questions from the boys in the back.
Yeah, boy.
Let's hear the question.
I have a question.
Yes.
I want to ask what you think about a specific housemate, go Big Brother.
Who?
Machine.
Oh, okay. Mashila is a cool girl, you know.
Machine. Don't you think she's like too loud or whatnot?
No, I don't think Mshini is too loud because I'm a loud person myself. So if I were to say somebody's too loud for me, I'd be the biggest hypocrite because I can be loud. And when I say loud, I say loud. So if anything, Mshini, she was fun. So shout out to her. She's like a really cool individual. We've never had a hiccup in the house. So for the most part, her and I, it was vibes and we had a good time. Yeah.
Also, so I'm going to booze like Yabona Velema old lady is very proud.
Yeah.
Like very proud.
The queen.
Since from like the beginning of the interview. So I want to know like if ever like when you're given a chance to boiler room like about 50K to see your family
Yeah.
Most of it
Having the now. Say less. I was gonna take it.
Definitely what you mean.
To see my mom. Uswash. I was gonna take it. No matter 250 tower makes it. And not guilt without any guilt. I'm sorry. Yes.
So, like, since like, how do you feel about ama leadership skills like Swiss? See, cause Tina, like outside, Westbona as if like uhash go everyone,
Yeah.
like the HOH, like
Yeah.
power go to.
Yeah.
So when how do you feel about ama leadership skills?
You know what? I remember in my diary room, ne, every time there was a new head of house and I'd have to give my opinion like about them and their leadership style. First and foremost, let me just say, I think everyone was just trying their best. Because honestly, it is so overwhelming to be the leader of the individuals that are in the house. Ngoba sonke is strong. And sometimes there's drama. And whenever there is umlilo, and whenever when there's problems in the house, we're all calling HOH. Like, HOH, I've got this problem. So you as the head of house, help me out, my dog, to deal with the other housemates that are there. So it's really not an easy position to hold. So when you are in that position, I guess you just try your best, the best way you can, to make sure ukuthi wonke my housemates ajabulile yabo. So all the housemates satisfied, are they happy? Like, it's not an easy job. Even without being head of house, just being an individual and a housemate in that house with the other housemates, it's tough on its own. Yeah.
Okay, I have another question.
Yes.
So based on your observation in the house, which friendships do you think were strategic and not like authentic?
Yo.
No, just
Why?
bring up
Spicy.
Shame.
There are a lot, to be honest.
Specifically, do you think
Yeah.
BK and Nate, what do you think about that friendship? And like Tyrone, like that group, the cool kids. So
The
yeah,
cool kids, as they would say.
the
Okay.
cool kids.
So when it gets to that whole group, let me first start by let me deal with BK and Nate first before I dive into the entire group as a whole. With BK and Nate, I do feel like it was very strategic from the get-go. And with BK, I feel like he was very strongly in the shadow of Nate. And for us, he was looking for a support system that can put him in the background where he's not as noticed as he should be, so that he can escape catching strays. One kind of high. But yes, but with that being said, in the midst of it being a strategy, I do believe somehow they ended up developing a genuine relationship. I'll be honest and open about that. I do believe Nate and BK did develop a really genuine relationship. I don't know if it's a friendship or romantic.
Whatever it is, but oh well.
Whatever it is.
So like vele, do you think Nate bega control BK?
I'll get to that one. So let me finish that other one. So I do believe that in as much as it could have started as a strategy, it became a genuine connection, be it a friendship or a relationship, however they want to classify
they
it.
are humans at the end of the day. So
Yes,
spending time
yes,
with someone, you connect.
Because you might come up with a strategy of, I'm going to be friends with this person, or I'm going to be in a relationship with this person for game purposes. But as time goes and you're spending time together and you're like, no, man, actually,
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then with what you're saying about Nate controlling BK, I don't believe so. And I was vocal about this in the house. So when every time people would speak about it, like, yeah, Nate is controlling BK, for me, I'd beg to differ, and I still beg to differ till today, because I've seen how BK can make certain decisions where Nate is not even involved, and she does not even know what BK is doing. So if he can make up his mind and do whatever he's doing, clearly this person has his own mind. It's just a matter of they're close, they're always together, and people have this misconception that Nate Tom controller because Nate is a vocal person, whereas with BK he's not as vocal. Yeah.
Putting the stress from behind.
Okay. Speaking of control,
Yes.
do you think Nzuku's controlling machine?
Well, nobody
Controlling who?
Yeah.
Controlling.
UMLILO housemate, I'm bringing the fire. Do you think Nzuku?
Yes.
Okay, do you think machine is under the control of Nzuku? Or like is in Nzuku's shadow in a way, like recent?
No, I get what you mean, right? So for me, I'm gonna be like as open and honest as possible. It's hard to give that answer because like since I've been out, I haven't had the time to like follow up on the show. I don't. Every time I like get glimpses of what's happening. It's when someone sends me something like, "Oh, this is what happened," almost like with the messages from home, and people have to pay for it. And I'm like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know." Because now we're back to the hustle, so I don't really know what's happening right now. But for the time when I was in the house, I never saw that, to be honest, because Mshini was her own person. She had her own relationships. Like, for example, she was really close to Nomuzi as well. And other people, the very same way Nsuku had her other people that she was close with, and even with myself, I had people that I was close with too that might not be close with someone else I'm closer to. So yeah.
Are you boys satisfied?
Yeah. Yes.
Different.
Yeah. I've gotten this answer so many times. And guys, I've said it everywhere. I'm like, because I must be honest with you guys. I didn't go in with a game, honestly. I went in as myself. So what I was bringing to the table is my personality, my views on certain things, my beliefs, my opinions. That's it. I was just bringing matter, like in the most raw form you can ever receive. Because this is me, like I'm stripping away all barriers that I sometimes hold. Now you're holding me, or seeing me rather, at my most vulnerable state, where you see Umata Exen. You're not just seeing me when I'm posting at a gig or at an event or at an interview. No, you see me on a day-to-day basis. You're seeing me when I'm having my struggles. You're seeing me when I'm crying. You're seeing me when I'm frustrated. So, and these are things that on the outside, I'm not just going to show you. So going to Big Brother's house, I was going as the person I am when I'm in the home of Abazali Bam, like in my most comfort zone. That's who I'm showing you, like, matapelo, in as much as I'm coming in as Umata, because I'm an artist, but I'm showing you who I really am. And with that being said, I didn't have a strategy. And I couldn't have done anything different going into that house, And even if I had had a strategy of coming in with a game plan of doing something different other than being myself, that strategy, it wasn't even going to work, because it was going to work to the point where God wanted me to be in Big Brother's house. So either way, because I've gotten a question to add on that, people have been like, Mata, maybe if you did not make certain nominations or certain this or certain that or done certain things differently or had a strategy going in, maybe you could have made it further into the game. And that is completely false. Like, that is wrong. It's false. It's not factual, because God knew that when I'm putting you into Biggie's house on the 12th of January, you're going to exit Kadi 23 Feb. It's how my journey was lined up, and by the highest creator, like by someone beyond me, by a higher power, beyond me, beyond my understanding, beyond my plans. And saying that, it also comes back to why they say sometimes you make plans and God laughs.
Yes. Because he knows.
That's not what I have planned for
exactly,
you.
because he knows, yeah.
So everything happened, honestly, everything happened the way it should. And there's nothing I'll do different. There's nothing I would change. There's no decisions that I made in that house that I would do differently. No. If I were to go back in next year or a couple of months later, everything was going to happen the way I did it now. Period.
So, I feel like
You feel
I feel like
J stories.
Yes. Yes.
Gosh, I love, oh my God, I don't even know where to start. I don't know who to be proud of. Whether to be proud of you or your mother at the same time.
To be honest, be proud of my mother mostly before me. Because I always tell people, like, my biggest fear about being a mother one day is that I don't know how I'll be not even half the woman she is, or just a quarter of the woman she is, because she's remarkable. Like, even when people ask me who's your role model, like, my mom is my role model. I haven't met a woman like her till today.
You don't have to tell me twice.
I still aspire to be just a quarter.
Yeah.
God, I'm not asking for too much. Just a quarter of the woman she is.
Exactly.
And
because, whatever that you're talking to us right now, you are not only, thank you, Mr. Bartender. Thank you for the holy drink. So, the reason why I'm saying this, you are speaking a lot of wisdom, not only to us, but obviously to the viewers at home, right? Yes. I may have lost my way through the industry as well, because God knows I've been so busy.
Yes.
But you are talking as if taking a loss it's not such a bad thing.
Yes.
And I know you did not just see that on a series you watched on
Yes.
YouTube, on Netflix.
Yeah.
Some of the things that you're saying to me right now,
Yeah.
you have been told by your mother.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
I feel like I don't know your mother like personally and upfront,
Yeah.
but she's the most strongest person.
Yes.
Trust me, she
Yes.
is. And I'm
Yes.
saying this because of Yanu Kiwalungwana High, and now I can see,
Yeah.
the way you have been taking things
Yes.
ever since you've been mother, the
Yes.
mother I've known in Walkerville.
Yes.
The mother you were, the mother you still are, matter of fact,
Yeah.
with the music industry,
Yes.
and the mother from Big Brother.
Yes.
And it's totally okay how people are actually viewing you
Yes.
from Big Brother.
Yes.
It's totally fine.
Yes.
But for the fact that you are still standing your ground,
Yes.
you are saying, I'm
Yes.
not going to change
Yes.
because of what you guys want me to be.
Yes.
But I'm me.
No, definitely.
There's nothing I can
definitely,
do about
without a
it.
doubt,
I'm
without a
loving
doubt.
this. I'm loving
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So matter of fact, I think what we have to learn from Martha right here is that
Yeah.
she said on the first time, you should begazela. Oh God, I'm still
Please
do.
Hold on.
Please do. No matter how hard things are in life,
Mm.
it doesn't always have to be about music, but I'm talking about career-wise, or if you're actually having any problems with your financial lives, with your love
Yes.
life, whatever that you might be.
Yes.
Hold on and keep praying to God.
Yes.
Because there's nobody.
Yes.
How na motho? What's about guys? God, ne? Please. So.
And
please.
speaking of that, people must remember.
Yeah.
They say the greater your storm, the brighter your rainbow. So before Kanya, like
Yes.
things are gonna really get really dark, but afterwards there will be like the silver lining within, the storm,
Yeah.
and things will eventually come into place, because we must remember Uguti ama challenges. And that's why, like, for me, like, there's no challenge that I'll feel Uguti is putting me down. No, that challenge is preparing me for my next blessing.
For the next great
every
thing, good-
time.
yes.
Because after challenges, you become a stronger person. You learn certain things. And sometimes, you know how they say God will equip you to trace the steps that he travels with you as you seek to accomplish anything in life. So I got that from one of the books that I really love, Moving to a Higher Level. Check that book out. It's really inspiring.
Love it.
So it really equips you to understand, Uguti, you know what? There's no such thing as a bad face. There's no such thing as a mistake.
Yeah.
Everything is a learning curve
Yeah.
for future purposes, rather.
Yes. Okay, so guys, before we actually close the show, I would obviously like to thank our viewers for watching this show most definitely.
Yes.
And I would like to obviously thank the lady of the show. Can you please tell us where can we get you on your social media platforms so
Yes.
we can most definitely
Yes.
follow and subscribe?
Yes.
You better subscribe to that YouTube channel.
Guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Mashila. Please, because I am going to be dropping vlogs, new content, other than music videos.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's been known for, mostly. But I'm going to be dropping so much content. I'm coming into the content creation space. So,
Before we close, give Baba Shimali. Yeah, Baba Shimali.
Yes. Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
In
The way
Vedo.
ilikateng.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. So, as I said earlier, ke nna Mathapelo Mashila. So, with my name being Prayer also, it comes from, and also linked to the rainbow. How people are like, hey, the rainbow, it's always there, wada. A fact that I learned a few years after doing my rainbow hair was that a rainbow baby is a child that was born after a deceased child. Not as Mathapelo, I was born after a deceased child to my parents. And that's how I was named Mathapelo. Because Tapelo, to conceive a child afterwards and all that. So, Umatapelo, I'm the eldest. I have my little sister. So we 8 years apart, but she's also like my good bestie. So my sister. So my parents have 2 girls. And I come from a household whereby I'm so fortunate enough to have parents that are very supportive of the line of work that I'm in.
Yeah.
It's not easy to find, because I've seen this amongst a lot of upcoming artists, like in the arts and entertainment space, where they're like, yo, Abazali, sometimes they don't understand or what. And I completely understand that. We need to remember Abazali to come from a different time, a different era, where arts and entertainment wasn't as big. And for them not understanding it, it's not because they're bashing our dreams. it's because they just want the best for us.
Yeah.
And for them, the best for us is usually in academic spaces. But not knowing that the arts and entertainment can also be a very lucrative space. It can be a very an empowering space too, you know. So I come from a household of very strong individuals. My parents are people that, and especially even my mom, guys, can I just make that clear? Like, my mom believes in me so much that there's times where things would be rough and I don't even believe in myself any longer. And she'd remind me, like, don't forget who you are. Bro, I did not birth a weakling. You have to stand up. You have to keep fighting. At times where I was like depressed. They say depression is not a thing. We downplay it, but it's actually a thing.
Yeah.
There's times where I've been down and out. It's like, a song that I did, Ikolite, and I'm like, I've had more broke days than good pays. Because that is the truth. I'm telling you my story that half the time...
I knew you were gonna say that, bro. I knew it.
We can't just let it.
And it's the few things that sometimes we put out in the music, because even when you try to tell people, they're not gonna understand, because they're like, Matauna man, event, and you're looking so dope. And the thing is, I have to be presentable. I have to make something out of nothing, because I know what I'm trying to push, and because I believe there will be a better tomorrow. So yeah, I come from a very God-fearing household, like a very strong God-fearing household, and hence the name. And sometimes people also, because I've got this artistic and crazy appeal, people tend to have this misconception that Umata's just this wild cat that's like crazy and whatnot. But the more they get to speak to me in detail and in depth, they're like, oh wow, I did not understand or ever think, you have these ideas on life, and this is how you view things in general. So it comes back to just taking your time to get to know me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I come from a very God-fearing household. I come from a household of hard workers, if anything. I always tell people I don't come from a privileged household where I'll say, "Wabana but cheese girl, where you have everything on a silver platter." No, I come from a household of fighters, of people that are strong, of people that are not willing to give up to see their dreams come to light and prepare a table that will be better for the next people within the family. And that's what I aspire to do as well. So yeah, but if anything, guys, like, I'm a chill person, and in Kulele Ewokaville. Now to where I grew up, you're gonna get a time. Because the story is long, girl. But in Kulele Wokavili, we moved into Walkerville in 2004, December. This was, I was 7 at the time, going on to 8 the next year. And before that, we were staying in Norwood. It's like, even with primary school, I've been to 3 different primary schools. I was in Norwood Primary when we were still based in Norwood. Before Sea Ewokaville. And then I went to Aaliyah when we were in Walkerville.
No, you did not go to Aaliyah.
I'm telling you, girl. And then I'm telling you, after that, I went to Craighall, because we had moved at, this is 2008. We had moved with my mom from Ewokaville and was staying in Craighall with my mom, my sister, and I. And then that year after, we went back to Walkerville, and then I was back to Aaliyah again. So it's been like a crazy transition. Yeah. But all those transitions played a role in me becoming the person that I am today.
Yeah.
And with that being said, when we moved to Walkerville, they built their house like from ground up. And to come back to that point, like, about my mom, why I say she's my role model and the woman that, like, what I admire the most. Guys,
she doesn't look like.
Girl,
there's no way.
When people think I'm stubborn,
there's
I'm
no
crazy.
way.
Even in the house, I tell them, I'm like, you guys have not met my family. Wait till you meet my mom or my dad. Those people are crazy.
I gotta really do
we need to set up the story.
We need another part 2. So I have to give the story out, because I don't think I told anyone the story. When we're moving from Norwood, my mom was tired of being based outside, and she wanted like her own home and whatnot. So I remember me look back, honey. I'm a faster, like zinc corrugated sheets on the windows. It wasn't actual windows. And my dad was like, I'm not moving in now. And my mom was like, boy, we're moving in now. Whether you like it, we have to go now. Now we are going to our own place. Like, with that drive. And to see that eventually, even after, they ended up started finishing their home, that I'm privileged to be a part of. So, like, my mom is a fighter and she's a go-getter.
She's a
And
warrior.
she doesn't let
That's
anything
woman.
come in between her way of making her dreams come to light or get in the way of making sure that she's there for her children the best way she knows how,
Yeah.
or creating a foundation that's going to also equip them to do better in life, you know. So, yeah, guys, eventually, but did my dad have a choice?
Nope.
He did. And my
I
mom
don't
was
think
like,
he did. He did not have a choice.
and my mom was like, Shonda Pa. In the house when I was showing them pics from home, they're like, yeah, man, this is your mom. I remember Swiss saying, no wonder your daddy married your mom so quick. I'm telling you guys. So, you know, it's one of those things. But I grew up in Walkerville till today. Like, I've been based in Walkerville for like the past 19 years. And high school, like I went to school in Glen Vista, which was really dope. Like in as much as Kitswako Valley, but my social life is also based in the south of Johannesburg. So yeah, man, that's a little about me. A little bit about me.
A little bit, guys.
A little
little
more. Because I'm gonna say I'm like, that's basically everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did not.
No, because
You
when
did
I entered that, I told these housemates when I entered that, guys, I'm a one person. I have my own ideas. I have my own beliefs, and I'll never back down from that.
Yeah.
Be it us having a good friendship, dog. When you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you you're wrong. When I'm wrong, I'm the kind of person, in as much as I'm strong, I won't shy away apologizing from a friend or someone that I'm close to be like, oh no, I had a different perspective. But I don't shy away from apologies, but I don't shy away from my word. And one thing about me, I'm not a weakling and I'm not a leech. I will never leech to anybody. I don't care if we're Dubai, unema mention I 20,
Oh, we're
I
Paris.
50. Mina ngumatha kawo. Noma nganyandula ngihambe
Guy one.
ngihamele ngikhomba itaxi manje.
Ah, we're not a man.
I don't care. My dignity and my pride. If I believe you are wrong as the boss of anywhere else in the world, because first and foremost, I'm the child of a king. So there's no way I will ever change it. Because but hey,
Nope.
that is not me. That's what people have to understand. It has never been, it isn't now, and it will never be. Yes. Big brother ngibuzile ngisho kahle vele ukuthi vele bengizomkhipha because and also
She did.
to put background on that, not for me, the reasons were based on the fact that already besina mahika papaya. There's a lot of things bengazwani nazo, and I felt like ukuthi right now we're on a road of no return, because even if I vocalize how I'm feeling about certain situations, we're not meeting the common ground. You're not meeting me halfway, you know. So it was a matter of now I'm frustrated. Like I'm done because I am who I am. And with also that nomination, people have to understand. You know how they say, if you hadn't done it, you wouldn't have left. No, I don't take it back.
Yeah.
It is the way it is. It's how it happened.
That's how it is.
And with that also being said, they also have to understand that I also don't take back any good moments that I've shared with her. We really had good moments. And for the part where I don't agree, I never agreed when I was in the house, and I won't agree today or tomorrow. I don't agree with those things. Yeah.
Please,
Thank you.
give the flowers. Give.
The whole garden.
No, guys,
So
the
fair,
garden
nah.
is for the mother. I got
Yes.
The garden is for the mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you remember?
I remember.
She loves the garden, guys.
But then, vele masinika amaflower yakubaba.
Yes. Mama,
Because
we're
like-
attending God. When I was in the house and I be in the garden, I feel so much more connected to her because I know attending God. So yeah.
Wow, I just want
Yes.
to say ukuthi nje mfana.
Thank you so much. I
Manje
appreciate
siyarima yabo
it.
sekasi
Ngiyabonga
sibaya
kakhulu.
and then running the band.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay
Oh man, so we're giving you
Yeah.
flowers to represent Kaufela,
Yes.
South Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does.
You know what? Thank you. So
Most
much.
definitely.
All the colors,
guys.
the rain.
Yeah.
All of it.
All of it.
And we've got that. We've
Yes.
basically, gosh, this has been amazing.
It has been I'm so glad to be
It
here.
has been we actually want to thank you, obviously, as your, your Women's Corner, your Tokyo Ish podcast, for obviously coming here to be with us today.
Yes.
And I hope that everybody there at home finally see the truth about who Mata is.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Mata's, I think I have a crush on your mom. Anyway, your mom.
As long as my daddy don't know.
You know what I mean? So, baby girl, you've been amazing from the onset. From me knowing you before Martha the Big Brother, for you being the Martha after the Big Brother. You are going to accomplish a lot of things. I love the fact that you are. That's the thing. You are always placing God before everything, and He's going to see them through. Remember, I swear to God. So please, thank you very much for actually being with us here at Tokyo Age Podcast, Women's Corner, and obviously we just love to see what you're going to do next, right? Yes, please. And of course, it is for me, Aaliyah _Rsa. It is of course the matric next door. It is the multimedia by day, and of course, so
guys, you know what? Shout out to Tokyo Ish Podcast. No, really, shout out. Thank you so much for having me here today. I've had nothing but a beautiful, amazing time with good laughs, good chats. So yeah, guys, please subscribe now to Tokyo Ish Podcast. You have to, because this is where the real ish is.
Guys, on the flame.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, no, babes, thank you so much for having me. Of course. I've had a really great time. And the podcast must grow, guys. I need you guys. And also, I am your girl, Mata, also known as Rainbow. It is Mata Mashila on all social media platforms. Please stay tuned to check out what I get up to next, because you just might be surprised. Okay. It's not just the music. There's a lot happening. Yeah. There's initiatives coming, like good initiatives, to give back. There's a lot. There's different projects. Album launch. Very soon. We are working on that project.
Please, and we'll be there.
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Producer says
something. How can we do a launch without Tokyo Ish Podcast? So yeah, guys, it's a girl, Mata, also known as Rainbow. Stay tuned for more, because what it do is what it does, and what it does, what it do, baby. Habash.
Oh my God, this is so bad.